Every sunrise reminds us of life, warmth, and energy. It's a daily promise of a new beginning. But what if I told you that one day the sun will rise for the very last time? The star that made life possible on Earth, our constant companion in the sky, is not eternal. It has a finite lifespan, and one day it will transform, expand, and ultimately die. So what exactly will happen to the sun and to us when that day comes? Join me as we travel billions of years into the future to witness the final, spectacular chapter of our star. Right now, our sun is what astronomers call a middle-aged star. At about 4.6 billion years old, it's in the prime of its life. Deep within its core, a powerful process called nuclear fusion is constantly at work. The sun is essentially a gigantic fusion reactor, converting hydrogen into helium. This process releases an unimaginable amount of energy. To put it in perspective, every single second, the sun unleashes more energy than 1 trillion nuclear bombs. This constant, stable output of energy is what keeps our star shining, provides the heat that warms our planet, and maintains the delicate gravitational balance that holds our solar system together. For now, the sun is a peaceful giant, a reliable source of life. But like every star in the universe, it has a limited fuel supply, and its lifespan is already halfway over. In about 5 billion years from now, a critical turning point will arrive. The sun will start to run out of hydrogen in its core, the primary fuel it has been burning for nearly 10 billion years. This marks the beginning of the end. Without the outward pressure from hydrogen fusion to counteract the inward pull of gravity, the sun's equilibrium will be shattered. The core will begin to collapse under its own immense weight, becoming hotter and denser. But this core collapse will trigger a dramatic change in the sun's outer layers. They will begin to expand and expand and expand, pushing outward into the solar system. This is the first warning sign that our stable, life-giving star is starting a long and violent death process. As the sun's outer layers swell, it will enter a new, terrifying phase. It will become a red giant. Its size will increase by more than 100 times, maybe even 200 times its current diameter. Its surface will cool, giving it a menacing, deep red glow. This swollen, monstrous version of our sun will begin to consume everything in its path. The closest planet, Mercury, will be the first to go, vaporized instantly. Next, Venus will be engulfed and destroyed. And what about Earth? Scientists have different theories, but none of them are good. Our planet could be completely swallowed by the expanding sun, burned to a crisp and reduced to nothing but molten rock. Even if Earth somehow survives being physically consumed, its fate is sealed. The intense heat from the nearby surface of the red giant will boil away our oceans, strip our atmosphere, and scorch the surface, making it completely uninhabitable. Our blue marble will become a lifeless, charred cinder. But here's the really scary part. We won't need to wait 5 billion years for the end of life on Earth. The disaster will start much, much earlier. In fact, our planet will likely become uninhabitable in about 1 to 2 billion years. As the sun ages, even before it becomes a red giant, it is slowly and steadily getting brighter and hotter. Over the next billion years, this gradual increase in heat will have catastrophic consequences. The average temperature on Earth will rise, triggering a runaway greenhouse effect. Our vast oceans, the cradle of life, will begin to evaporate, filling the atmosphere with water vapor and accelerating the heating process. Eventually, all the water will be gone, the atmosphere will be destroyed, and our planet will transform into a dry, dead desert world, much like Venus is today. Life as we know it simply cannot survive these conditions. The end for Earth comes long before the sun's final show, back in the distant future, as the red giant sun continues its unstable existence. It enters its final, beautiful transformation. For thousands of years, the dying star will pulsate, shedding its outer layers into space, one by one. These ejected layers of gas, enriched with elements forged inside the sun, will expand outward, creating a massive, glowing cloud. This breathtaking celestial object is called a planetary nebula. Illuminated by the intense radiation from the star's hot core, the nebula will shine with brilliant colors, a cosmic work of art stretching for light years across. It might even shine brighter than the sun ever did during its lifetime. It is the sun's final, spectacular, and beautiful goodbye to the universe. At the very center of this magnificent nebula, all that will remain of our once mighty sun is its exposed core. This remnant is known as a white dwarf. It's an incredibly strange and dense object. The entire mass of the sun, or at least half of it, will be compressed into a sphere roughly the size of Earth. The material of a white dwarf is so dense that a single teaspoon of it would weigh as much as an elephant. But this stellar ghost no longer produces energy through fusion. It's just a cooling ember, slowly radiating away its leftover heat into the cold of space. This process will take an almost unimaginable amount of time, over trillions of years, far longer than the current age of the universe. The white dwarf will continue to cool and fade, eventually becoming a black dwarf, a cold, dark, and completely invisible stellar corpse, drifting silently through the galaxy. So what happens to the rest of our solar system once the sun is gone? With the sun reduced to a dim white dwarf, its gravitational influence will be weaker. The outer planets, if they survive the red giant phase, might drift away from their orbits and wander into interstellar space as rogue planets. Without the sun's light and heat, temperatures throughout the solar system will plummet to near absolute zero. Any remnants of the planets that once orbited a bright yellow star will become frozen, dark worlds. Our solar system, once a bustling place filled with light and motion, will go dark and silent forever. But don't let this cosmic forecast fill you with despair. The end of the sun is billions of years away. This gives humanity an almost incomprehensible amount of time to evolve, to explore, and to become a multiplanetary, and maybe even an interstellar, species. The universe is vast, filled with trillions of other stars and countless other worlds. The sun may die and our solar system may fade, but that doesn't mean life has to. The story of humanity could continue among new stars, new sunrises, and perhaps even in new galaxies. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the future, don't forget to like and subscribe for more adventures through the cosmos.